Hey everyone, get ready for something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction. What if you could take a single idea, just one thought, feed it into a machine, and out the other end comes a fully functioning company? I'm talking staffed, running, and, get this, even physically present. Today, we're diving into a system that claims to do exactly that. They're calling it an agentic business factory.
Okay, let this sink in. Business isn't built, it's born. That's the core idea here. It's a huge shift in thinking. We're moving away from the idea of manually piecing a company together, brick by brick. Instead, this suggests something way more organic, more automated, like a business that just springs into existence, fully formed.
So, this brings us to what the creators of this whole thing are calling the Agentic Age. And what does that mean? Well, we're not just talking about automating a simple task anymore. No, this is about automating the entire, messy, complicated process of execution itself. Imagine teams of AI agents all collaborating to build and run businesses 24/7 with no coffee breaks, no burnout, nothing. And here's the formal definition, which is super important. We're talking about a whole squad of specialized, autonomous AI agents. One for finance, one for product, one for growth, all working together, collaborating at a speed that's just impossible for humans. The end game? To make the act of building the business a commodity.
Okay, so how on earth does this actually work? Let's follow a single idea as it makes its way through this, well, you can think of it as a digital factory. It's like a high-tech assembly line, but instead of cars, it's churning out entire companies.
So this creation pipeline has 4 main stages. It all starts with the spark, the idea itself, and checking if it's any good. Then that idea gets turned into the blueprint. After that, the system moves into the build, which is all autonomous. And finally, it gives the new company the voice with marketing and branding. Let's kick things off right at the beginning.
The very first job of this system is maybe the most crucial one. It acts as a ruthless gatekeeper. Before a single second of work is done, an AI agent digs in to figure out if an idea is even viable. The whole philosophy here is to stop founders from wasting months or even years building a product that nobody actually wants. Kill it early with data, not late with regret.
And here's what that looks like in practice. There's an agent they call the idea validator. You feed it your concept, say a social network for pets, and it crunches all the market data and gives you a cold, hard verdict. Build or skip. It's like a totally impartial quality inspector at the very start of the assembly line.
All right, so let's say your idea gets the green light. The next agent in the chain, the launch planner, steps up. Its entire job is to prevent what so many startups suffer from, feature bloat. It ruthlessly cuts the project down to a minimum viable product, an MVP, that can be built and shipped in just 1 week. It forces an intense focus on what truly matters.
And this is where the real magic happens. A different agent, the prd-application-builder, takes that final blueprint, that product requirements document, and just builds the whole thing. I'm talking designing the architecture, writing all the code, creating a full test suite, setting up deployment, everything, all with zero human intervention. It's pretty wild.
Okay, so the business is built. The app is live. But who's going to run it? Who answers the emails? Who does the demos? Well, this is where the factory populates the new company with an entire virtual workforce of AI employees to handle all the day-to-day stuff.
This virtual team is called IQ1V, which stands for Virtual Agentic Intelligence. And let's be clear, we're not talking about simple chatbots here. This is a super sophisticated, integrated system of agents that can manage really complex business workflows across different departments.
So who's on this team? Well, you've got your agentic web agents to handle website support. You've got virtual agents that can show up for face-to-face product demos over video. You've got phone agents for sales calls. And there's even a specialized agent just for fundraising that can create your pitch deck and manage all your investor outreach. Nuts, right?
So the business is built, it's staffed, it's running all by itself online. But the story doesn't end there. The last step in this whole process is by far the most futuristic. It's all about bridging the gap between that digital world and our physical one.
This all leads to one massive question. What happens when this purely digital company, this thing made of code and data, needs to actually interact with the real world? What if it could literally step off the screen and into your office?
The answer comes down to a single, powerful concept: embodiment. This is the process of taking the entire intelligence of that virtual business, all its knowledge, its processes, its brand voice, and transferring it into a physical form.
This quote just perfectly captures the unbelievable endpoint of this whole process. The very same AI agent that was handling your customer service chats can now be downloaded into a robot, or a drone, or even a humanoid. It can show up at your front door, fully trained and ready to get to work. It's incredible.
And these aren't just cool toys. They're designed for real practical work. An embodied agent could be the one greeting customers in a store, managing inventory in a warehouse, or providing on-site tech support. They become the physical extension of your digital workforce.
So this brings us to the big, final question, maybe the most profound one. What does any of this actually mean for us? What are the real implications when a business can literally be born from an idea and then physically come to life?
I mean, just look at the contrast. The old way is manual, slow, full of friction. It takes months, usually years. The agentic way, it's autonomous, incredibly fast, and pretty much frictionless. It collapses that timeline from years into just weeks, maybe even days. It's the difference between a business being built with code and one being born from intelligence.
And really, this is the ultimate takeaway. The system behind all this, which is called NetShow, isn't just about building another app. It's about creating a business that can operate in both the virtual and the physical worlds, a company that can literally walk through your front door.
So, I'll just leave you with this thought. This kind of technology completely blurs the lines between an idea, a company, and an intelligent worker in a way we have never, ever seen before. It raises a million questions about the future of work, of entrepreneurship, of what a company even is. The agentic age is here. The real question is, are we ready for it?